Well, hello, fellow traveler. We're here to dive in for a little Cardinal Energy Alchemy. We have a full moon in Capricorn coming in on the 29th. That's this Monday. And it is the culmination of the mutable full moon, that blue moon that came in Sagittarius on May 31st. So there's something that is being completed that was initiated at that point back there. And now a new cycle begins where we're really working with more of the cardinal energy. During this particular lunar cycle that is being initiated with this Capricorn full moon, we will have a new moon in Cancer that comes in on the 14th. And that is a mirror moon for the Gemini new moon that came in on the 14th of June. So these are points, checkpoints, when you have these meetups within the lunar cycles between the new moons and the full moons, where we get to see stages of development. And the more that we can understand how to work with the different elemental expressions of energy, the more empowered we're going to be flowing through the changes that we face. So this is a very cardinal signature, but with this Capricorn full moon, it will culminate with a fixed full moon on the 29th of July that mirrors this full moon in Capricorn that is, of course, coming in on the 29th. So we break that down numerologically, coming in with the energy signature of justice. Something is being balanced out here. Something's coming into alignment, 11-11 energy. And so we're going to see what's going to play out here. First, opening up with a collective download. I'd like to look at it through that lens first, because we all have these signs expressed within our chart, even if we don't have strong placements. And since we're all going to be moving through this cardinal energy, it's important that we understand how to navigate that territory, because it's very different elemental expression than mutable quality or fixed quality. Okay, so we're going to drop right in with this, opening up with this collective read. And I did have an interesting encounter with an animal spirit that came in for this energy, and that was a big moth came flying through the house. And I feel like that's really indicative of the signature of this particular cycle we're entering into here. There's something that is going to give you the courage to go through the fire of transformation. This is when something draws you forward with such strength and such a deep pull from a very soul-centered place that you can't help but go through the flames, knowing that as you pass through this doorway of transformation, nothing will ever again be the same. A lot of us are releasing old forms. We don't really identify with who we've been up to this point. We're becoming something altogether new. And in this process, it's creating a lot of room for redefinition of our relationships, the work we do, what this next phase of our life has in store. And I really encourage, as we move into this energy, which is a dynamic energy that's in motion for a long time with that Pluto in Aquarius action we got going down, that as much as we can move out of a need to define experiences, the more freedom, the more liberation we're going to experience, and the more things work out in our favor. So you've traveled through the dark, you know how to navigate the shadow, and there's something that now calls you forward to a light that burns bright, a light that is intoxicating, something that draws you forward, that can't be resisted. Even though to go through such a deep, profound transformation can have a sense of finality to it. I mean, once you pass through the fire, you never come out the same. So this is the final forge here, and we're going to see what's in store. And I do think there's a little spice in the mix here, because I feel like opening up with the overarching theme with the Kipper deck. And the Kipper deck is always straight to the punch, but I do tend to get more of this energy when I tap into the cardinal signs. They are that kind of energy expression, a little bit more stoic expression than the other signs. Also, they have that quality to them where they want to know what they're dealing with and just get to it, whatever needs to be done. They want to set things in motion, pull themselves up by the bootstraps and get to going instead of sitting around twiddling their thumbs. So this energy coming forward, looking out the window here, I see a spider on a web and it's circling something that's caught up there, okay? So there's something that's caught up here in a web of confusion, a web of illusion, a web of deceit, and there's a spider circling around it, ready to feast. There's this interesting energy coming in with it, though. It's almost like it's toying with it a bit, like wanting it to know that it's there, wanting it to know it's going to feast upon it. I think this is actually a future projection of who you're becoming, sort of alerting you a back to the future moment. We are entering a retrograde cycle on the 29th when we have that full moon, Mercury retrograde. So there could be this quality where the future incarnation of yourself is sort of plucking at that web of creation, sending these reverberations, letting you know that you're about to be a feast of Dharma. Ooh. Okay, so something is really being completed here, digested here, consumed here. Nothing is ever going to be the same after this point. This is a pretty impactful lunar cycle that we're going to be moving through here. So it's creative, but there's like that hint of destruction within the creative, and yet that's what gives it its potency, is this sense of finality, that nothing's ever going to be the same. This message may be giving some concern that I'm bringing in here, but you see, it's actually a helpful force. 33. There's help as we go through this process, as daunting as it may seem, to allow ourselves to completely unravel, allow ourselves to deconstruct our identity, to become something that we're not even sure what that will be, only that we can no longer be what we have been up to this point, because it's no longer authentic. It no longer serves a purpose to play this role. And the calling to be consumed by the fire is too strong. Something is going to come in that will consume us. Don't have concern about this. It's actually the very thing that frees us from a certain crossroads. It frees us from our mind, trying to figure something out, trying to rationalize something. This is an experience that goes beyond rationality. This is an experience that can't be defined. It can only be lived. And maybe that's the point, because there's been too much idle time spent trying to make a decision about something. That's been all consuming. And the more that that's been consuming, the more it's trapped us in a web of our own creation. The ways that we deceive ourselves when we allow our thoughts to be a thief of our time. It really is coming in with the energy signature of the choice. Gemini energy as well. So currently we have Uranus in Gemini. So there's a little bit of this kind of unexpected twist coming in here. Maybe something that takes time out of our hands and creates a sense of immediacy and urgency, where there is no way to try to figure something out or even be concerned about it. There's only one thing to do, and that's jump in the fire. Jump in the fire. The fire is the way through, the final forge, okay? It comes in quickly, and it lights you up in such a way that it's all you can fixate on. It's all you can see. And what you don't understand is this is the very thing that sets you free. You've been in a prison of your own creation, a prison of your mind, a prison of consternation. It's through concerning yourself with something, needing to have all the details or have everything figured out, have everything planned down to a T, and you can't. Not when you're stepping into the energy of the Empress, the privileged lady. You have to close out the old karmic cycle. There's no way to stay in the blind spot. Something is getting lit up here. And whatever is lit up, it makes it very clear what needs to be transformed. And there's no more time to think about it. There's only the time to act and spring a lock on what has kept you trapped. So perhaps you're retrieving a very significant key here that's setting you free. From what you've been occupied with, something that's been taking up too much of your time and energy suddenly becomes a gateway of transformation. You're releasing your occupation with a certain matter. It's your chariot forward. And this is a change that's been sanctioned by spiritual court. In practical matters, looking at this from a mundane perspective, this is like a ruling that's in your favor. Perhaps there's something that has been done unjustly in relation to your work. Something that has been taking advantage of your time, your energy, your contribution, but stealing away the reward that you're meant to receive here. And there's something that's transforming here. There's some kind of verdict coming down here that's turning things in your favor. And it's also freeing you from something that has been holding you back for too long. Some of you may be going through a complete reinvention of how you work. You're changing your line of work. You might be heading into a new field or really changing something. I also feel like this has a lot to do with what's been just consuming your thoughts, consuming your focus, but it's really robbing you of your time. And it's not allowing you growth. It's keeping you in a holding pattern here. And so you're finally getting your key to freedom, coming in with that Hierophant energy. I think that you're starting to understand the value of your time and energy a lot more. And there's something that's shifting around what you've been occupying your time and energy with. It could be a mature man that is initiating this change, maybe giving you a new worldview, maybe helping you turn the page here, bringing about a transformation. Expect a turning of the wheel of fortune to come in here for you. You may even sense this coming. You may feel the reverberations of this coming. That may be what you're picking up right now. You feel like something's coming towards you. You may think it's something that's going to feast upon you, like something that's going to get you caught up or something that can't be trusted, something to have concern around. When actually it's quite the opposite. It's something that brings about an alignment. It helps to put you in more of a position of power. And in relation to your occupation specifically, when we're looking at more mundane reality, this could be somebody who's giving you a hand, a leg up, an opportunity that's going to free you from what has been limiting your span of reach or limiting your resources or not allowing you to really benefit from something that you bring to the table here that up to this point, it seems like you've been taken advantage of. Somebody sees a way for you to get a lot more traction, to move forward in your rightful position. I know something's changing about your status here. Again, it's a vehicle forward. I feel like this is something that's really going to become evident, that there's a shifting of the tide with that Cancer new moon on the 14th, where you've been in an embattled situation, or there's been something that's put you in a state of feeling really conflicted or feeling obligated to a situation that is just draining you of your time, energy, resources. Something is really changing course here. You're finding yourself in a new position of privilege. You're finding yourself in a position of high honor. You also have somebody who's willing to go to bat for you. I feel that. There's a mature man here who's willing to make an investment in you. And this closes a karmic cycle. And it leads to the growth of the Empress. It leads to the growth of the Empress. And it's a new beginning. The road opens. The journey of the Fool begins. So this is something brand new and something that lights you up. But at the same time, there's a little bit of this kind of dichotomous, shadowy energy around it, because I do feel like there's something you have rightfully earned here, and there's somebody who sees your value. And there's an opportunity that's coming that's meeting you where you're at. And it really radically changes your day-to-day experience. But there is conflict around it. There may be some who feel that you don't deserve this position of high honor. And yet this is the verdict that's come down. This may be some deal you're signing off on here, okay? It's something you need to sign on the dotted line. It could also be a significant soul contract coming in here. You get some more information in relation to this. Anything else? And then I'm going to dive into tarot here. All I know is this is the ruling. It's time for you to have a new beginning. It's time for you to enter a new creative cycle. It's time for you to experience the growth and the investment of what you've put in a lot of time and energy toward. Got bad health here on one side and journey on the other. So this is coming in with Emperor energy here. Wheel of Fortune. I think there is an Emperor here. There's somebody that's in a position of power that has the light of understanding about what's needed to move you out of more of an infirmed state. That's how it's coming through. It's more quality, and it's a quality that could be affecting your material stability. Like maybe your finances aren't in the best shape, or perhaps you've been extremely stressed out because you've been really occupied with something you've been toiling and laboring at, and yet you've been finding a lot of blockage, or what you're bringing to the table, or the people that you're working with, or whoever you're partnering with here up to this point hasn't been really appreciating you. And there's somebody here who does see your value, but they really feel like you need an upper hand here, something to help you navigate this territory. It almost gives the impression of you needing an ally to be able to move forward, because you might be dealing with a lot of conflict or oppositional forces here. But this person holds you in high honor. And there is something they want to bring to completion here for you. It's a turning of the wheel of fortune. It gives you some locomotion, you know, when you felt like you were kind of at a standstill or nothing was really happening. Maybe that's been the thing that's had you a little bit more up in your head, trying to sort things out, trying to come at something from different angles and not understanding that actually it's time to bring something to completion, go through a total transformation. And when you discover that missing piece, that thing that actually does light you up and gives you the courage to go through the fire and to become something that you've never been before, when that fire gets lit within you, that's when the journey begins. And the transformation comes through in quite a potent way. Okay, let's get some details about this. You may have been feeling a little bit under the weather, or like you don't have your usual vim and vigor here. Bottom of the deck, look at that. Yeah, see, this is that Emperor energy coming in to light something up for you. They're sharing a bit of wisdom with you. To me, it almost gives the impression of like a mentor energy, maybe somebody who has experience to share with you. Maybe they see a certain spark in you. They see something that you possess that's quite rare, and they want to nurture that in you. They want to nurture that light in you. They may see the way that others have tried to dim out this light, or they've tried to snuff your fire of inspiration, or they've tried to put a damper on things for you, and this person wants to stoke that fire within you. But I feel like this individual also has like a wealth of experience in a particular arena, something that's of value to you. They also see something in you, and they have the ability to pull this out of you. It is kind of mimicking that energy of the master maker that's been coming in for a while. This could be somebody who's taking you under their wing. I do feel like this is somebody older than you, or somebody who has more experience in a particular territory than you do, but they have a lot of respect for you. They feel you have something of value to offer. They see the light in you, and rather than snuff it out, they want to fan those flames. They want to give you more visibility. They want to give you more support. They want to shine a light on who you really are, what you're really working with. And when I think of Virgo, who's in the South Node right now, that does relate very strongly to the areas of your work, your daily routine, your habits. So this could be somebody who is supporting you in your work. They could be somebody who's giving you an opportunity to take your work to the next level. Whoever this person is, they are shaking up your usual routine. You might have gotten yourself in a bit of a rut where things have become too formulaic or habitual, and this person is really going to switch things up for you. They're really trying to help you see that you've gone as far as you can go down a certain track, and now it's time to pull a little something more outside of you. It's almost like they're saying, don't sell yourself short. Don't settle for less when there's so much more that you have to offer. It's like they see something in you that you don't recognize. That's what I feel this is. Okay, I like that energy. That's good energy. We can always use good mentors in our life, for sure. So let's see. Let's get some more details about this coming through. I got my gold foil tarot with the glow-in-the-dark tarot, where we look at shadow aspects or unconscious aspects, things that we're not aware of that still need to be transformed, things that need to go through the fire and be forged. And the gold foil tarot represents things that we've already alchemized, things that are in the process of being refined. Yeah, see, so it's sort of like we continue to hope for a certain outcome. And yet with this particular vista, we're never going to see what we desire come in, because an action needs to be taken in a different direction. And it's interesting because I feel like you've been fixated on a certain view for a while. You've been very focused on one outcome, and that's it. This is what it needs to be for me. And actually, this view that you currently have, what you've been occupied with, it really acts as a limitation for you. And I'm almost seeing this third wand here as that hermit staff, this mentor, somebody who also is used to kind of going their own way. This person's an individual. They don't follow the crowd. They're very unique in their earth walk, in their expression. And it's because they've had the courage to strike out and do something that goes against the grain or is not like the rest of the crowd that has given them an advantage. And it's this wisdom they want to pass on to you. So I almost feel like they're coming behind you to sort of like tap you on the shoulder and say, no, 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 not that way. Follow me. I can show you another way to get you to where you really want to go, because this is more in alignment with what you have to offer. What you're currently viewing here is always going to sell you short, and it's never going to live up to the dream. So there's something here. It's almost like this view that you've been fixated on, that is the web that has you caught up. And it's almost this like unreasonable determination that's become an unhealthy fixation that's really not allowing you to tap your full creative potential here. That's what I feel. There's something so much more meant for you. So that's what this is about. You don't see this coming though, because I do see you're really like concerned with something, concerned about how to make something fit the image of what you thought it would be in your mind, and it's not going to live up to that. Okay, this is interesting because this particular card here came as a crossing force, and one end of it is laying on top of the arcane bullshit deck, and then also simultaneously the goddess guidance deck here, and then the top card in the Kipper deck. So I'm going to look at these three. Ooh, because these are key to the alchemy. Okay, now we have the alchemized energy coming through. Both coming through as crossing energies. So this is interesting. It's sort of like, which path will you choose? Are you going to stay in your current position, fixated in the way you have been out of stubbornness? Or will you open your mind to a different perspective? So I'm going to take the top card of the arcane bullshit deck, and the top card of the goddess guidance oracle here, and the top card of the Kipper deck. And we'll see what we got here with the Kipper deck. Yeah, look at this. There's something that's left you in a place of lack. There's something that has you in a state of despair. But it's because there's something secret here operating that you're not able to see. And it's leaving you in this place of lack. It very well could have something to do with your occupation, because we do have this sign back on the window here that says not hiring, okay? Or maybe you feel that people aren't really valuing what you have to share, something like this. And this again, this 5 energy is coming in with this mature man that is offering some kind of opportunity, who sees this spark in you. They want you to recognize what you do hold here. And they're also trying to help you ease up on yourself a little bit. You've been too pressurized here. It's time to let go a bit. Stop struggling with something so much. Easy does it. Something is ready to transform, but it can't transform in the way you want when you're trying to force a fit with something you were never meant to become acclimated to. Does that make sense? There's no need for you to hurry or force anything to happen, because everything is happening here in perfect timing. It's all lining up to this critical meeting point, and that came in at 30:04. So see, there's something about this Empress to Emperor energy. You have something to offer. All that's lacking is the avenue for its ultimate expression and fulfillment, and that's what's being presented here. But see, you've been kind of clowning yourself because you've been hanging out here trying to change something that's actually keeping you in a place where you're not being recognized for what you bring to the table, or you're not being seen for who you are. And you feel a bit like you're being played, and like your desires, your success, your happiness always has a target on it. And this is what is transforming. The illumination is coming in through this figure who's freeing you from this crossroads. So this person is going to end delays for you, and also keep you from this place of feeling this pain of separation from what you truly desire in your heart. Okay, this is what's shifting here. And they're bringing about the end of a cycle that has just been on repeat, where you continually keep trying to go at something a certain way, and it just leads to the same result over and over and over again. So now is when it really turns, and you're moving out of this time of feeling like no matter what you do, no matter how you try to shift, no matter how much you hone and refine your gifts, your offering, or how you approach situations, no matter what you do, you keep ending up in the same place where you just feel defeated. But this is when the tables finally turn, and you are able to rise to the challenge, because what's being offered here, it's too irresistible. It is the fire that finally gives you the boldness that's needed to let who you've been up to this point completely dissolve, so you can become everything you're meant to be. And this is about a dream becoming everything that it's meant to be. But you're meant to wait for this assistance to come through. Let's do a cut of the deck here and see what we got on this. More shadowy energy here. Yeah, you've been waiting for the arrival point. You've been waiting for the moment when you finally get to celebrate. And it seems to have eluded you, but it hasn't. You see, the Master Maker is coming through to light up what's been keeping you chained to this post, what's been keeping you in a place of limitation, to show you what's been missing. That's like the hidden ingredient of the secret formula you need to achieve this worldly success, to see those things you dream of actually materialize in your reality. This person's in a position of power, okay? This person is in a position of worldly power. This is like a mentor energy. This is somebody who sees a little bit of themselves, who they used to be, within you. And that's why they're coming in here, because they want to pull this out of you. They want you to know that there's so much more in store for you. And this could have you signing some kind of contract, signing on for something, forging an agreement with this person. At the very least, I feel it is a soul contract. Like, this is somebody that is absolutely leading you down a completely different track than the one you've been on up till now. So hold tight. Don't stress out, okay? The delays are about to come to an end. You're not going to be hanging out here much longer. And sometimes we have to kind of go a little bit off track to learn some very valuable lessons that are keys that open up doors in the future that we would never be able to pass through had we not fumbled, you know? And this can be the way that people underestimate the value of perceived failures. And a lot of times, being successful in life, wherever you're hoping to find that success, whether you're hoping to be more successful in your career, or you're hoping to be more successful at your craft, more successful in what you create, and being able to really pull it out of you in an authentic way that can actually be shared and received by others in the way that you envision, or whether this is successfully navigating conflicts, challenges, relationship difficulties, and actually being able to build a relationship in a healthy way. There's somebody who sees something in you that they're really ready to come in and help pull this through you. They are ready to fan your flames instead of snuff them out. And they see that you've been going at something in a way that is only slowing you down. It's making things more difficult for you. And it might be because you're playing a certain role. You know, I think of clowns wear these like masks, right? They present this image, and it's that image that kind of becomes their calling card, right? But if you notice, when it comes to clowns, okay, and I know people have an interesting relationship with clowns, right? There's a lot of people who are afraid of clowns. And clowns have always been a little off-putting to me. Ever since I was a little girl, I remember when I was really little, my dad took me to the circus. And there was a clown that wanted to pull me into the ring. I did not want to go. And I just felt so terrified, and I was crying, and I didn't want to go into the ring with this clown. So there could be like a little bit of this kind of energy here where something could feel a little intimidating, or maybe you're afraid somebody can't be trusted, or maybe you're afraid you're going to get caught up here, or somebody's going to make a fool out of you, something like this. But what disturbed me about the clown is that there was this like false happy face, okay, that was being presented. And there's something about that even young little me, you know, I think I was all about like 3 years old at the time, recognized that that's not genuine. So there might be some way that you're really trying to fit within a certain scene, a certain crowd, a certain industry, and you're trying to do it in a formulaic way, or you're trying to present what you think will appeal to people. And maybe you're afraid if you do what you really want to do, that you're always going to stay in this place of despair because you're never going to get the traction you desire. And so maybe it's causing you to lose a little bit of steam. And so you keep trying to adapt and fit yourself in a certain role, or put yourself in a certain box to make what you offer more palatable, or to make people more receptive to you, or find your way into certain circles. And there's something here about, no, free yourself from that. Be willing to be the fool. Be willing to be the one that breaks the mold. Be willing to be the one that people point at, laugh at, clown, because there's something about that is actually the thing that's the very best part of you that you need to highlight and pull through. And so I think whoever is coming in here to work with you, to inspire this in you, to show you a different possibility, they're also a bit like this too. They've been through a similar initiation process in their life. You're kind of like two peas in a pod, and they're sharing some truth with you. And once they see it, you recognize you don't need to hang out here any longer, and you're ready to throw a little different energy into the mix. It may stir things up a bit, but I think it does really focus you on where happiness truly lies for you and what success means for you. Ooh, very interesting message, okay? Very interesting message. So yeah, where you've been feeling an inability to just be at rest, know that peace is coming, transformation's coming. You're not washed out to sea. Where you're meant to go is going to come into view. There's signs of land up ahead, okay? You're not washed out, you know, just sort of at the whim of the current. There is going to be a way to bring your ship into port. I feel that really strongly here. But there's somebody coming in, somebody who respects you, and somebody who's going to restore some high honor to you as well. They may even help you navigate some tricky energies that have been problematic for you. I kind of feel like getting one more overarching theme with these oracles here around this, and then we'll dive into individual cardinal sign reads for Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and Aries. Let's just start out with this. Yeah. I mean, there's something that is keeping you in this state of not experiencing the freedom you desire because you're holding on to it too tightly. You're still holding on to the thorns. It's like you're living out an old version of yourself. You need to come into the present and let this go, whatever this is. Forgive yourself for holding on to this for so long. I mean, when this gets lit up for you, you may feel a little silly that you held on to a particular way of doing things or a certain perspective or just this like one-track mind for too long. You realize you kind of caused yourself more trouble than you needed to. And when you finally let this go and you just allow yourself to enter this new flow and release your former plans, then all of a sudden you get to experience this joy, this happiness, and everything you've desired finally comes into bloom, okay? I'm just going to do one round of these here to cap this off for the collective. What is the takeaway for the collective moving through this lunar cycle? What is the takeaway for the collective moving through this lunar cycle? And yeah, if you are dealing with an embattled situation in a relationship, in a connection that's important to you, it might be time to clear that energy out. Maybe be a little bit easier on yourself, also easier on the other or others. And let that energy go so you can open up to something new. Even if it's just allowing new energies to come in, new people to come into your life, you know? So you're not holding yourself in old patterns here, not keeping yourself in a place of unnecessary limitation or delays or suffering. I really do feel like as soon as you just let all of that go, let go of what you perceive as failures or something that was really rough for you, that's when everything starts to open up for you. And as soon as you start following what really does give you joy, what lights you up, and you allow yourself to finally recognize, I'm never going back there again. That's not who I am anymore. Something really has shifted for me. And you allow yourself to go through that fire and that final forging. That's when you discover this joy in the present. Okay, bottom of the deck. You see, this person is coming in to light the fire within you. It gives me the impression of when you're at a candle vigil and it always starts with one person lighting their candle and then you go around and each person lights the other's candle. It's this kind of energy. This person is here to share a little bit of their fire with you and light you up so you can light others up too. So there's something about this. This is something you have to trust your intuition with. You got to feel your way through, all right? You'll know it. You'll really feel it in your bones. This is something where there's going to be a visceral recognition here, you know. I don't think it's going to be something that you get caught up with too long, wondering like, should I allow this person to guide me? Should I trust what this person's saying? I don't think it's going to give you that impression at all, because there's going to be something about the connection that is so magnetizing, and it draws you in, that you feel like you have to go through that fire. You have to go through that fire, okay? So just trust your impressions, trust what you're feeling. And in the meantime, when you are feeling really tired, when you do feel you need time out, or when you feel like you need to pull back your energy and pour into yourself, give yourself that grace. Don't be hard on yourself. Forgive yourself. Are you one of those people who feels like you have to be all things to all people at all times and you can never drop the ball? Cardinal energy can get locked up that way sometimes, of just being relentless, you know. It's okay. It's okay to fall short in your eyes, you know. Firefly just lit up outside the window there. Yeah. You know, sometimes you have to do that to get your spark back, you know. You may have really spent all your fire and you're down to one ember. So unless you take a time out to breathe some life into that ember, you know, you're just going to feel more depleted, okay? So you're getting some kind of assistance here. Okay. Overarching theme here for the collective. Okay, we've got a couple things coming out there. Yeah, see? So with this full moon coming in, you're going to enter a new spiral of manifestation. Something's going to breathe some air into that little ember, and soon that's going to grow into something so much more that sparks all kinds of new creative ideas for you, opens up all kinds of different paths of exploration, and invites new opportunities into your life. Yeah, I love it. You see, 44 coming in. There's something about that Emperor energy signature really giving you this strength, helping you transform something. And there's something magical about this connection with the owl coming in here with the raven. Both are harbingers of magic. Something otherworldly is happening here. There's alchemy in action. Something is transforming here. Also with the peacock energy, it shows that a certain alchemical process is protected. It's already underway. And I do think there's eyes on this. Like, there are other people who maybe feel like you don't deserve this opportunity. You don't deserve this high honor. You got this too easy. They didn't see the ways that you've been really grappling with something, or struggling with something, or toiling at something. But it's not important to focus on that. That's not where you want to put your time, your energy, your focus. That's a thief of your time. This is really about focusing on yourself and how you're using your energy to transform your life. But I do feel like something's moving you into greater expansion. There's a new beginning coming in here, a cosmic egg of creation. It's initiating in this lunar cycle that kicks off with this full moon in Capricorn, and it will culminate with that full moon in Aquarius. It will be fixed in place at that time on the 29th of July. 44. So a lot of helpful forces aligning here to lay a new foundation for your future that brings growth, solidity, prosperity. And this is something that has been architected by the divine. There is this connectivity to it. You'll be able to connect the dots, and you'll even understand how things that held you back were so essential. There were keys that you gained there, even through reversal. Failures are the foundation of future success. You cannot have success without being able to navigate failure. It's a recalibration point here. But I don't feel like anything was truly lost. There's a vision that's emerging of life beyond the death of who you used to be, okay? And when this comes through, you get that new beginning. You step through the doorway of transformation of the Fool on the new road before you. You really do see the beauty and the growth and the creativity and the abundance of the Empress, and you understand the protection of the perfection of what is about to bloom in your life. What's getting rooted here is something for the record books. It's something that has roots. It's something that will grow strong. It will endure long after you are gone. And I'm hearing, yes, it does have that kind of staying power. This is something of importance. It's something that is very much aligned with your purpose that's coming through here. Okay, let's do a cut of the deck to cap it off. So, listen for your truth when this hermit comes in, when this mentor comes in. Tune within and just get out of the machinations of the mind and just lean into it. If you lean into what you're really feeling when you have this fateful meeting, you'll understand that this is the thing that you have been looking for all along. It is the guide that you need for this stretch of road up ahead. You're ready to take something to the next level, experience a higher rung of the spiral, and this person is coming in as a guide. You see, because you're just about to emerge through this transformational process you've been going through. And you've gained a lot of pearls of Persephone along the way. You've gained a lot of wisdom during your time navigating the shadowy realms. But this is just merely the place where all things pause and begin again, as you'll soon see. Ooh, okay. Potent energy. All right, let's see. Let's dive in here for the individual sign reads. I'm going to go ahead and work with the Paulina Tarot for the individual cardinal signs. Now, if you don't have a significant cardinal sign placement, you can always tune in to this portion of the read. Maybe you have a significant transit going down in one of the cardinal signs. Maybe you have a significant transit that is really affecting one of the cardinal signs' houses. So Cancer is the 4th house, Libra is the 7th house, Capricorn is the 10th house, Aries is the 1st house. Maybe you are dealing with a cardinal sign, so you might want to tune into that particular read. Just trust what you're guided toward, okay? Listen for your truth. If you do want to get more individual guidance coming through here, we are going to open up with Cancer because it is their solar return. So happy birthday to all the Cancerians out there. I will be bringing in your solar return quest read in this cycle at some point here. So let's see. These are going to be real simple reads. We're not going to go way out there with them. They're more condensed just to give you some individual guidance and focus. So bringing in Cancer at 53 on the clock, okay? Cancer, you're having some kind of breakthrough moment here. Something is really changing possibilities for you. Something is changing your perspective. Something's coming in like a bolt out of the blue. It's something you never anticipated. It might radically change your life and certain structures you put in place, certain things that have been, you know, in your life for a long time, foundational in your life, but this foundation is shifting. For some of you, this is something that's really shifting around your home base, okay? whatever this is, it is a vehicle forward. It puts you in a stronger position. It increases your resources. It moves you into a more prosperous cycle. It puts you in your power. And you do have assistance here. There's somebody who's helping you navigate this territory, somebody who can match your energy. This could be a Scorpio. It could be somebody who has also been through quite a bit of transformation in their own life, so they really know how to match your energy, meet you where you're at, not belittle your experience, but understand the intensity of some of the stuff that you've been navigating. All right, let's see what we got coming in here for Cancer. Yeah, look at this. You have been looking back on something that has been quite a loss for you. There's been a lot of healing work you've been doing, a lot of, it feels like mourning to me, like there is something you've been emotionally releasing here, something that's been really painful for you. And you needed to take your time with this. I feel like this isn't something that you've been able to rush. I also feel like that could be why you've needed to take things kind of slow and steady. This could have been something that really took its toll on you. But I do feel there's renewal coming through here for you. We see these bats carrying in the Two of Cups. So there's a turn of luck. There's some good fortune coming in for you. There's renewal, rebirth energy. And here is this character coming in that's offering you this gift, this pearl of wisdom, this new opportunity to invest in. Okay, let's see what this is. Ooh, this flipped up right away. Wow. Ooh, Cancer. The World. So they're going to give you this pearl, and it's going to become the thing that totally transforms your world. Enters you into a new successful cycle here. Look at that, holding up a wand topped by the sun. So this is something that's really going to revitalize your life, transform your life. You're not going to feel held back any longer where you feel like success has really eluded you, or you were dealing with really intractable situations or difficult people, or you felt like you would always be in a particular karmic cycle for a while. There's something that's being brought to successful completion, and it's allowing you to really celebrate some kind of personal victory here. This could be material success. This is something you're celebrating, something you're happy about. I mean, you earned it. I see that. You earned it the hard way. But you take this pearl that's being offered to you from this person, it's really going to grow into something that transforms your whole life. And there's all this butterfly energy here. So this really allows you to take flight. There could be a significant trip, a significant journey on offer that really changes your life experience. This could be a trip somewhere near the water. There could be a Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, or Scorpio connected to the situation, Capricorn too. I also feel like this is something that really does shift your reality. It makes more things possible for you. It's absolutely coming through this summer. This is something that is meant to really fill you up. I feel will arrive on the scene with your new moon that comes in on the 14th. That's when you experience something to really toast here. It's like almost like you're toasting yourself. There's something really to celebrate here. Beautiful energy. This is an invitation. Somebody could be inviting you to go somewhere, go on a trip, or participate in something, like partner with them on something. If you plant this seed, it will lead to a lot of future success. This could also be some kind of success that you're experiencing online, on the World Wide Web here. Very cool. Okay, so it's an opportunity, an invitation that's coming your way. But in order to take advantage of it, you have to invest in the opportunity. This could also be finally closing the cycle on the history of your relationships past. And there could be a new offer coming your way. And It's just an initial spark, okay? For those of you looking, just an initial spark. Coming in as a gift to you. I think you've been kind of keeping in your own energy for a while because you've been doing a lot of self-healing. You've been integrating a lot of things, but this alchemy work is complete. And with this alchemy work complete and all the healing you've done in relation to your past relationships, and it was 1 and all zeros across on the clock, yeah. There's something here that's bringing renewal into your life. It's got big magician energy. There could be a Gemini connected to this or a key communication coming through. This is a gift you're receiving here. A gift you're receiving on the other side of this time you took out to really focus on your own healing and integration. The alchemy is complete. Look at this, crowned by the world here. So your world is turning. Your whole world is transforming here. And I do feel it's bringing this new opportunity. Somebody's going to pour into you. They're bringing some kind of offer, invitation, opportunity your way. This could be just the beginning of love stirring too, for those of you that are looking, those of you that are single and are ready to open up to that, or those of you who are actively healing a connection. This could be an opportunity to renew something here, okay? And it's just starting. It's just starting. So take it nice and easy, but it has everything to do with you being in a different place. You are truly in a place where you've really come back into your heart. Something's really been completed here, and now you're ready to have a new level of experience. I do feel like this really comes in around your new moon. That's when this new beginning comes in here. And right now you're kind of in this process of closing things up, but something's on its way to you. Some kind of gift, new opportunity on its way to you. And it makes you feel like you got a new lease on life. But first, you have to go through the fire of transformation. So there is something that's coming to a close. Again, we got Scorpio energy here. But I like how you're bravely going through this transformation and this release, and you're holding that banner high that's got the rose on it. So you're ready to receive the sweetness of the bloom, and you're absolutely receiving it. I think you'll be in full recognition of this by the time you arrive in Leo season. You're going to recognize you are sitting pretty in your North Node energy. There's somebody to toast this with you. Isn't that cool how it starts out with the Ace of Cups, but then we see there's 2 cups here. Something is really balanced out with Temperance. It's got Date with Destiny vibe, and you absolutely pulled a diamond out of the void. It has everything to do with you truly understanding your own value, your worth. I think you're starting to see yourself in a more clear way too. You're understanding that you are multifaceted. You're not a one-dimensional being. There's so much that you have to offer, and somebody here really recognizes this in you too. So this is really beautiful energy. Something is coming in with synchronicity, divine timing. There could be a Sagittarius connected to this. Also with the travel themes, there could be a significant trip on offer here. Something that really changes your whole worldview, your philosophy of life. You may be also going through a really major spiritual transformation here too. This could be something that you're sharing, maybe through a new kind of work that you're doing here too, that also supports others. This could be something that you're doing online. Very cool. Really beautiful energy. Okay, that's what I got for you, Cancer. These are just real succinct, to the point messages to give you a little personalized information about what's up ahead for you. And now we're going to dive into Libra energy. Let's see what's coming in for you. Libra coming in at 104.13. Interesting. So something you are bringing to a close too, so you can head into the renewal phase. You do have that magician energy on the scene. Also, Emperor magnified, Emperor squared. Okay. There could be 2 emperors on the scene here. two emperors of significance. I also feel like you've become more of a personal authority in your life. Maybe you used to look more toward outside authorities and you've come more into your personal power here. Whatever this is, it's giving you a new position of strength. You're entering an abundance cycle here, which is good. You're starting to see your manifestations coming on through. And there is absolutely this partnering energy for you. There could be something that is renewed from the past. This could be something that you wanted to manifest a long time ago, but maybe you put it aside. It's been gathering dust. You forgot about it. Somebody or something that is coming through to inspire you is having you take that off the shelf, or maybe you're renewing a connection here. It's possible. There could be a reinvigoration in a connection. All right, let's see what is coming in here. This lunar cycle for Libra. Bottom of the deck. Ooh, we got a King of Wands in reverse. Fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius in the reverse. So you may have experienced an ending with somebody who was too controlling, somebody who was more selfishly oriented, somebody who was too forceful. And you reclaimed your own inner authority here with the Hierophant. You also blocked something off. You may have laid down new roots. You may be forming new community. You may have been strengthening yourself, strengthening your roots, getting reconnected here. I do feel like there's a new vision that's awakening for you. It's bringing gifts. There's something new that you're rooting here. Tree medicine is really significant for you. There's something about connecting with tree spirits that is supportive and maybe is a bit of a clue about where you're heading here. There's something here that is being rooted for longevity. There's something here that has a bit of legacy energy. There's also something about gathering a new community around you. And look at these characters in this community. They look like a wild bunch here, okay? Maybe these are people that are more in alignment with who you are. These are also people who don't want to fit into any particular mold or be defined by societal expectations. These could be people that are more creative types or people that are more individualistic. They like to kind of forge their own road. And it's sort of like a group of people who break the mold coming together in community, and you really finding some kind of anchoring there, some kind of stability there. It does give you a key to freedom. It does also open your vision to new possibilities. There's gifts that come in with this, and you're getting a firm yes from spirit in relation to this. And right behind this, we have the Empress. And again, peacock energy here. So you've also gone through some major transformation. Very strong in your energy. Emperor to Empress. The two of you coming together is something to celebrate. There could be a celebration around this, okay? Some of you may be celebrating a very profound connection. There could be some party or gathering connected to this. All right, news could be spreading about this, I'm hearing. Got Taurus energy coming in here too with the Hierophant. Okay. Got here crossing energy, the Emperor. All right. So, I mean, Aries energy, and then bottom of the deck, Queen of Wands, fire sign energy. So, somebody who's ready to match your fire, this is where you're at right now. You're really owning your fire, holding your fire, bringing your fire forward, working with your creative energy, feeling reinvigorated, very much in your independent energy. There's an Emperor here that's noticing this. Okay. Anything else that wants to come in around this? I mean, we have Empress to Emperor with the Hierophant here. You're joining forces with somebody here. And it also brings a community of people together too, which is interesting. Something's falling away here. What's falling away? Whatever was creating imbalance in your situation is falling away. Something has been settled. Something has been balanced out. So it's freeing you from the South Node here. You're getting something really rooted in your life where you were kind of trying to maintain some balance. This could even be trying to maintain some kind of balance of resources, financial balance. Also, I do feel like something needed to be closed out karmically. I do feel where something needed to be karmically balanced out, it's been paid in full. So that's been completed. And now there's alignment coming in. I mean, you have all majors here. Emperor, Empress, Hierophant. Opened up with a King of Wands in reverse. So it also could be that somebody was a little out of balance and now they've gone through a transformation. Maybe a King of Wands in reverse went through a transformation and now they're coming forward as the Emperor too. I could see that. There's some kind of fulfillment here, wish fulfillment. Something you're going to feel very gratified by, okay? You might be kind of keeping this to yourself when this first starts to come through, and it was 1:11:29 on the clock with that. Yeah. You might want to just kind of keep this to yourself when this magical moment occurs. It is a new beginning. There's some renewal coming into your life through this connection. And it's got that 11:11 energy, so you do mirror each other. This is coming down to divine timing. It's right on time. This alignment could have been delayed, but it can never be permanently held back, okay? But there is something about, you know, kind of just enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. This moment's just for you. That's what I'm hearing. Nurture this, you know, privately. Enjoy the moment. Sometimes, you know, you get too many people involved in what is a moment of good fortune for you early on, and it can spoil what's simmering here in the pot. Don't let too many cooks in the kitchen. It'll spoil the pot, okay? Yeah, I do feel like maybe that's something that's been an issue for you in the past. It's something that could be concerning you too. That might be why you kind of want to keep this to yourself when this first starts to develop. You may be concerned about past elements resurfacing, causing problems, creating unnecessary worries, concerns for you. So rather than have to deal with that, you know, it might be better to just, you know, enjoy the moment and let this slowly come to light. Yeah, and you got the World too. Isn't that cool? Okay. So I do think eventually something about this will be very visible. It will be put out there, but allow it to really mature, come to fruition, get rooted before you share it with the rest of your community. And that does include making any kind of online announcements here, okay? But your energy coming through very strongly with all the butterfly reference there. Something is really transformed. Your world is going to look very different by the time you get to the end of this lunar cycle. You're really going to see that you're moving forward in a much different way than you have in the past, and you're putting the worries, the concerns, the fears behind you. Also, a particular character from the past that was causing quite a few troubles for you, and looks like something's finally been balanced out. You're getting new stability and rooting of not only a key connection here with this Emperor or Empress, okay, depending on what side of that fence you're on, but it also looks like a new community, and there's celebration around this. Looks really good. Okay. All right, coming in for Capricorn now. Capricorn coming in at 114.40. All right, renewal energy for you too, Capricorn. Coming in with Emperor energy, as well as the energy of the Fool, something opening up for you. Temperance on the scene, something's balancing out for you. Something's going to come through right on time. Even though it feels like it's been taking its sweet time to get here. Are we there yet? You'll be there soon, sooner than you know it, okay? Something's already on its way to you, I'm hearing. There will be that new beginning you've been hoping for. All right, what is this coming through for Capricorn in this lunar cycle? You are kicking off this lunar cycle, Capricorn. It is your full moon coming in here. You're also kicking off the Mercury retrograde. So I think this retrograde cycle is quite significant for you. Maybe there is something here that you are balancing out in relation to the past during this lunar cycle. And I do feel you complete balancing that out. It does end up giving you the past, like you finally aren't held up by this anymore. You finally get to move forward. The delays are coming to an end. There's reinvigoration coming through here. And also this Emperor energy. So I do think you're going to be in a greater position of authority moving forward here. There may have been times when you really felt like some power was taken out of your hands. That's been frustrating for you to navigate. But something is really shifting. Something is really changing here for you. Okay, let's see what we got here for Capricorn. Blocks being removed. Now, with that energy that came through about something you're alchemizing here in relation to your past, I do feel like you are going to be kind of continuing this. There's something you're wrapping up here. There's something you're finally closing cycle on. I feel it involves a healing process in relation to something of significance that went down in the past. And it could have been in relation to a key relationship, and you're finally going to be able to lay that to rest, I feel. When you do lay it to rest, there's some kind of gift you receive as a result of finding closure with this, okay? What is this coming in for Capricorn? You might have been reflecting on this recently, looking back on this a little bit. Yeah, okay, I see this. There is a way through though, okay? I do see the clinking of glasses here. I do see that you're getting beyond some kind of illusion, okay? Some kind of illusion. And this is allowing you to move back into the sweetness of a particular connection. So maybe you had to put something on pause for a while you were sorting something out. Because see, we got the Fool here with the Hangman, with the Sun, all in reverse. Okay, this could have concerned a Leo or a Pisces. This could have involved an Aquarius or something that was like a hidden force, a hidden element in the mix. Maybe a particular connection that you were questioning too. It doesn't have to be a romantic connection. It could be a friendship or somebody you were partnering with something on. This could have been somebody from your past. I do feel like you might have gone through a period of time where you had to put a certain connection on pause too. Maybe because you were really sorting through healing something in relation to your past that you're almost on the other side of. I feel like it has something to do with a key relationship. Also, a particular path that you were hoping to go down, and then it got closed off to you. That might have been very disappointing for you. You may have felt like you were forced to head in a direction you didn't really want to go in. And this may have been something that kind of took the wind out of your sails. It might have led to more of a gloomy view about your prospects, or may have made you feel a bit depressed, a bit under the weather. For some of you, there could have been a child connected to this situation, or this could be like the young part of you felt really disappointed here. This could be something you've been navigating, integrating, healing in relation to your family as well. You may have felt frustrated, like you have been held up for a long time and you just want to move forward, and you felt like your hand was forced and you had to move forward in such a way that wasn't really what you envisioned for yourself. And that felt a bit deflating. Okay, but I see that there is some alignment coming through here, and it's on the other side of illusion. Something's bringing the sweetness back into your life, and there's a connection here that you're forging that's very productive. I feel like two heads are better than one in this scenario, and you're going to team your forces together to work your way out of what's been kind of a difficult situation. Ooh, I like this. Look at this. So yeah, you're going to get to the other side of this. But I think you're going through a really personally, deeply transformational process here that you have to complete for yourself before you're really ready to come together with others here. That's what I see. You might have had to put some things on pause. I feel like you're completing this process. There's something you have completely integrated. I think your health is going to experience renewal. So where you have been feeling a little down, especially if you felt like you've been lacking vitality, or you've been really low on energy, or you've just felt more depressed, I do feel like that is changing. You might be putting a new health protocol into play. You might be really working on transforming your health, changing the way you're eating, getting in some good exercise, and really following your own instincts in relation to that. I don't think you're following anybody else's plan. It makes me feel like you're really getting more in touch with yourself and what works for you, what's right for you, and really establishing this in a way that feels right to you. I do think you're going to get positive results where you are transforming your health. You're going to get, maybe you're even going to some kind of checkup. Maybe you're getting a health checkup or something, or you're getting some tests back or something, and the results look really good, and this is encouraging for you. I also feel like there's something that's transformed for you emotionally here. I see your mood lifting, and you're feeling like you're in a much stronger position here. Also, financially, you're really gaining some stability here. And I think once this stability is reestablished for you, there's the joining of forces with another here. You're finally able to get back to your connections, maybe your connections as a whole, but I do feel like there's a key connection here. Somebody that you're toasting this success with, somebody you're celebrating with, and moving into productivity again. This could be a new work opportunity coming your way, or work that's more fulfilling for you. Some of you are starting to invest in a business idea you have, and you want to work for yourself and start heading in this direction. I think as you start to invest in this direction, it does pay off. It looks like there's growth here for you. You may also be getting a job opportunity that allows you to have more independence, where you don't necessarily have to go in and punch a clock. Maybe you're working remotely, or there's something about this position that gives you a little bit more freedom. You get to make more judgment calls on your own rather than having to defer to other people to call the shots. So this could also be like some kind of promotion you're experiencing, but I do see a real transformation in your finances here, your material stability. So this looks really good for you. And it's going to be rewarding because it comes on the other side of what I feel was a lot of blockages and kind of deferred success that was causing a downturn in your enthusiasm. That's what I feel here, but that's really changing for you. Okay, anything else you want to bring through here, Capricorn, in relation to this? Very strong, independent energy here. This growth looks good on you. Yeah, and I think you finally have the light you need to guide you forward, and you're taking that wisdom forward with you. And there is something here about having some independence, you know, independence that you've wanted for a long time, and it's kind of eluded you. The ability to go your own way, a way that feels right for you, to follow your own path. There could also be some kind of spiritual illumination coming in for you too. I feel like maybe you've really been feeling a little bit confused about your spiritual direction too. Maybe you've been feeling like you've kind of been on your own and you've been needing more spiritual support, where you felt a little bit disconnected from your spirituality or your spiritual practice. I do feel like that's coming in, and it's going to give you something that really sustains you for the road ahead and gives you the courage to trust this inspiration that is starting to grow within you. I feel like you're freeing yourself from this sense of not having what you need to be able to move something forward. And this is really what's going to close out all that old South Node energy and get you to this place where you finally transform something. And it does lead to material stability here. So if you've really felt like certain resources have been held back from you, that you haven't had the finances you needed or the opportunity you needed or even the avenue to explore, I do feel like it's opening up for you, and it's giving you more independent strength to act in accordance with what feels right to you on a soul level here. So this is good. It's like spiritual alignment, and also some kind of recognition that Spirit hasn't forgotten about you, okay? So there's something coming in here that's really lighting the path forward for you. I like that for you, Capricorn. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, a lot of movement forward, a lot of transformation coming in over these next 8 weeks for you. So things are going to really start to develop here. I do feel like you're getting out of this hangman position. So this is what's just beginning, okay? Your rebirth here is just beginning, but it will really quicken over the next 8 weeks. There's also going to be a lot of communication coming in. You might have an opportunity to travel. There's also a lot of air sign energy coming through for you. So I do feel like communication is going to pick up. You might be more social, where you've been more withdrawn, feeling a little bit like a social butterfly, and air signs may factor prominently. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius coming in here. And yeah, this has something to do with really coming out of the cold, okay? And there might have been like some key connections that you had to put on ice for a while you navigated some difficult territory, but I do feel like that's transforming. What's behind this Five of Cups? Ooh, Five of Cups, Five of Wands. Yeah, there was some conflict here, something you were struggling with, some impish forces that were very problematic for you. But see, that's what's being balanced out here with Temperance, okay? It just took a little time. There's something you're still closing out here. There's some kind of conflict you're still sorting through here. There's also some forces you feel have been a little antagonistic, or things that have been working against you. They've kept you kind of out in the cold. Maybe have kept you and another apart or at odds, or maybe you've experienced these struggles with another too. Maybe there's been certain forces that have been against you having, you know, connection with a certain person too. Okay, this coming in, but this is like double fives here. So Sagittarian energy, some wheel of fortune transforming here, changing things that's going to finally get you moving forward in a very positive way. I think there's been like communication blockages, things have been held up, but this is absolutely transforming. and you're heading out of that south node and up into your north node. And you have something of value you're taking away from the experience, something you can stand on, and something you're toasting here with another. That absolutely came in. I do see you celebrating with another person here. So once you free yourself, though, from something that's really caught you up in your head, maybe you need to talk about it. It's something tricky. It is coming in with your energy, 15, okay? Something that has been sabotaging you and holding you back. And there we got the Emperor right behind this, okay? So it's like, I feel like you really need to address this, whatever this is, because once you address this, it puts you back in your power, right? It's just like smoke and mirrors, man. It's something you're telling yourself. It's a story rambling in your head. It's putting you in a place of conflict. And it may be keeping you, you know, separated from others too. Others who really want to be there as a support for you. So I like this, though. It is transforming. You are going to transform whatever this tricky element is. And it leads to new material stability for you. And there is going to be something to celebrate at the end of the next 8 weeks. Okay, so look for this transformation to come on through for you. All right, and finally, Aries coming in at 1:31 on the clock. All right, Aries, 1:31. There could be something that is being reinvigorated for you that was put on pause back in January. Okay. It's ready to be renewed now, or you're ready to have another look at this. You might see the gift in a situation where previously you just saw the need for closure, okay? There are some new opportunities coming in here in relation to something you opened up the year with, that you felt like you kind of had to put it on pause for a while, right? So something is benefiting from the passage of time. It's giving you a new view, a new way to move through. Okay, let's see. What is this coming in for Aries? What is coming in for Aries? Yeah, there's some change coming in here. It turns the wheel of fortune for you. A new journey is about to begin. The stretch of road up ahead is going to look a lot different than it has up till now, okay? Let's see what we got here. Well, it looks like there's some kind of union here, a key connection of importance with the Two of Cups. There might have been some illusions you had to sort through. Maybe you felt disillusioned by a particular connection. Maybe it stung more than you found any sweetness there, okay? There might have been some things you needed to navigate, sort through. You might have had to put things on pause or really consider if you wanted to renew a connection or invest more in a connection, something along these lines. This can be any kind of connection. Empress in reverse energy, okay? Could be that you didn't feel valued in this connection. You felt like you were dealing with somebody who was selfish or only focused on what worked for them, not what worked for you, okay? And you might have had to go through quite a bit of healing and time of reflection around this particular connection. I feel like in some way you felt like your feelings in the situation weren't being recognized or weren't being appreciated. Somebody didn't understand your position, or somebody was being really selfish in this situation. You might have really felt like pulling your energy back, okay? And you had to just take some time to find your own balance here. Maybe really pour out some of your emotions and get some time for personal reflection. And I think you've been moving through a dark passage with this, like not sure what your next step should be, not sure if there should be any further development in a particular connection. And now I see something is starting to transform here. This might be something that really comes in for you with the Aquarius full moon on the 29th of July at the end of this lunar cycle that's being initiated with the Capricorn full moon. That may be when you finally see some happiness, some light filtering into what's been kind of a dark time in your life, or a heavy time in your life. Right? That's when your star comes into view. You may receive a message, or you may issue a message to just start to kind of open up communication again. Right? This could be in relation to a Libra or a Taurus or an Aquarius. Okay? I feel like there's something that might catch you by surprise. This person could reach out to you too and want to initiate communication. I think right during a time when you're kind of focused on something else, this may come in for you. Yeah. Somebody may want to renew a situation with you. They may be pressing their luck a little bit, okay? Somebody may be opening up communication with you. They may be airing out some things with you that are quite unexpected, right? This could be coming in from an Aquarius, or this could be communication you're receiving online. I often equate Aquarius with online activity. Or they could be sending in somebody in proxy of them, like somebody in your circle of friends might be delivering a message on their behalf. Okay? It's got like renewal energy coming in here. Some kind of communication that catches you by surprise when you're not looking in that direction at all. All right? Let's see what this is. Very well could be some kind of communication you're receiving online, or something you're seeing online. Let's see what this is coming through for Aries. What's coming through here for Aries? What's coming through for Aries? I mean, your energy coming through very strongly here. We also got all the fire signs. Leo. Leo is the descendant sign to Aquarius. So there could be either a Leo rising or a Leo factoring strongly in your situation. Could be a Sagittarius too. Okay. With the Nine of Pentacles here, you may suspect this advance when it comes your way, maybe because you're in a really good position here. I feel like you're in a very independent energy. There's something you're building for yourself. Financially, you look like you're in a really secure position. You've healed. I think maybe this person is seeing you online. They see that you've gone through some kind of transformation. They think you look good. Success looks good on you. Now this person's reaching out to you. You may be wondering, why are they reaching out to you? There could have been a third party element involved in this situation before. Okay, this person wants to heal something with you. Very well could be a Leo, okay? They're wanting to see, is there a way that we can, have another go at this? They want to see if you can get beyond something that's been challenging, if you can heal the connection, okay? This could be something that really starts to come in near the end of July in Leo season. I see that. Also, I feel like at that time, you're in a more kind of light, carefree sort of place. There is something here that's bringing you some kind of joy, some kind of happiness, right? You might be happy to hear from this person. Maybe it's something that is inspiring you to pick up the call, okay? Maybe this person felt a little devalued by you, okay? That's possible too. Maybe this person felt like you disrespected them in some way. It could be a little bit of a mirroring energy here, just for that descendant quality to come in relation to this. Maybe the young parts of both of you were kind of acting up in this situation. Page of Cups coming forward here. Somebody's breaking the ice. That's what I see. It's like just an initial invitation to open up the lines of communication. And we got Justice there, so Libra energy. Somebody wants to balance something out. There's desire to balance something out, trying to reclaim some kind of happiness on the other side of an experience that might have gotten a little off track because of some kind of third party involvement, interference, okay? Now, that third party interference can come from a lot of different sources. It could be another person in the mix, but that doesn't have to be, if this was a romantic relationship, this doesn't have to be another lover in the mix, okay? This could be a family member in the mix that was mucking things up, or some kind of friend, some well-meaning friend who was providing some kind of helpful advice that was leading somebody off track, you know, complicating the situation. This could be somebody who was more invested in success, you know, getting the bag, you know, building their financial profile than they were in a romantic relationship or pouring energy into a connection. There could be many things that were getting in the way, but I do feel like somebody is issuing some kind of communication here. They're wanting to reclaim some kind of happiness, hoping to bring some joy back into the connection between the two of you, balance things out, okay? A little Justice energy coming on through. Okay, so how does this look for Aries? I mean, I do see there's some kind of like renewal of hope because the sun and the star coming out together. I mean, this looks positive, okay? And Justice. So I do feel like where things have felt off, things can be put on a more even keel here. Yeah, we got Judgment, okay? I feel like whatever comes through here, something does get worked out. It looks like Judgment in your favor. Sagittarius energy coming on through with the Magician. Renewal energy. Gemini energy coming through there. So communication is the key. There's some key communication coming through here. And it may surprise you because we currently have Uranus in Gemini. You're not expecting this. It could rekindle a situation. It could reinvigorate a connection. This person could be reaching out to you. They might want to shed some light on what happened back there. And I do feel like it's coming through first very small. You know, it's just like an invitation. Like, I feel like, hey, can we talk? You know, can we talk? Somebody wants to make peace. I feel like somebody has been a little stressed out about this. Maybe somebody recognizes they didn't really value you. They didn't value the role you played in their life or the importance of the connection. And they want to rectify this, okay? They might also be highlighting what was getting in the way or what was crossing signals between the two of you or creating some kind of problems. I do feel like by the time you land in Leo season, something's really transformed in this situation. It brings some kind of renewal, reinvigoration. It could bring a relationship back to life when you thought, oh, this is done for. There's no way. There's no way to rectify this, okay? No way to rectify this. All I know is in this situation, the Empress did not feel valued. That's what I see. Okay, the Empress energy felt like they were not valued. There was something about this situation that was very compromising for the Empress, where it required her to be in a position where she had to feel like she was settling for something that was beneath her. That's what I'm picking up here. And it looks like there's a desire to turn that around, or to create understanding where there was some kind of confusion. But I don't think this is something that was readily evident. Like, there's been a lot of self-reflection in this situation, a lot of sorting through emotions, seeing things through the other's eyes. I also do feel like there could have been a very young part of the self that was being activated here. There also could be a child in the mix of this situation too. That could be the third party element. In some cases, there could be a child as a result of a third party. Not for all, but it could be something that is being lit up here, something that was hidden or was concealed. In that case, I would say if that is coming through, you may have already suspected this and you're going to have your judgment confirmed, okay? This is really interesting. Okay. Tell me about the judgment here. Ace of Cups, okay? Ace of Cups. So I do feel in this situation, you did choose yourself, okay? You felt like you had to choose yourself. You had to pour into yourself. You had to pull your energy back. I feel that very strongly. But I do see when this opportunity comes through to open up lines of communication, you will accept it, okay? So there is some invitation you will accept here. You are going to open up the lines of communication. And whoever this person is, they're hoping to turn around a past disappointment, okay? And bring about renewal in your connection. They're hoping to get this connection back on the right track. There is a pearl of wisdom that has been gained here in this situation. And this person wants to show you that something has shifted here. Something has changed. It's not what it was before. I do see you opening up to this. It is coming in the summer. Where it proceeds, I'm not sure, but I do know that whatever you decide in this situation, you'll be very much at rest, at peace with what you decide here with judgment. Okay, let's do a cut of the deck to cap this off, because this looks like something that's just in its beginning stages here. Ace of Swords. I mean, I feel like truth will be communicated here. There is a key communication coming through in this situation. It's going to cut through a lot of illusion. I feel like that may be what's created confusion, is you have not gotten clear communication from this person, and there's been other people maybe in the mix, or a particular person in the mix that has been sort of speaking on your behalf, and maybe in a way that was not really accurately reflecting the truth of the situation. There is an offer being put on the table here. And we do see judgment coming in with this too. And there's a little nesting energy here. So this could have something to do with really trying to establish, you know, something going on within the home, or making a future commitment here, like really investing in a future together, building a nest together, building a nest egg together, like investing in something together, okay? Ace of Pentacles. You got 3 aces, and we got the Emperor here, right? Aries, your energy, okay? So something is really transformed in a particular situation. And it has everything to do with stepping back into your power, and going through some key time of healing, reflection, integration, to get back to a place where you could get in touch with your emotions and really value yourself. And in relation to that, I feel like another has gone through some kind of maturation process too. They've grown. They've got a pearl of wisdom that was hard earned here. And this is just the opening of communication. So we got an Ace of Cups, an Ace of Swords, and we got an Ace of Pentacles, okay? These are all seeds of potential. I do see you taking this opportunity to receive this person's communication and to hear them air out their truth. And I think it's important for you just to feel like you have an understanding of the emotions that are operating in this dynamic, okay? And I also feel like you do want to open up to this communication. I do feel like you will open up to this, but there is some kind of investment that wants to be made here. Like somebody is giving a tangible offer here, wanting to invest in the future, wanting to build something with you. And what you do with that, it's really up to you. Are you going to take the opportunity? That's the only thing that's missing here, okay? The Ace of Wands. Are you going to take the action to follow through with these opportunities that are being put on the table? I mean, we got Eight of Wands. So to me, that looks like this is a process you will be actively engaged in. I do feel like you want to move forward with this. And there's a lot of momentum behind this. This may involve traveling. It definitely involves a lot of communication. And it could involve an air sign. I think there's been a lot of transformation that's happened here. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We've had both Libra and Aquarius come out pretty significantly in this situation. So, I mean, I think this is good. There's a process that's getting put in motion here. That's what I feel. I think this is a to be continued situation. Something starts this summer, and I do feel like it continues to gather momentum through the fall and the winter and the spring, but I don't think you're going to really like root something, you know, really solidify it until the spring, whatever is kicking off here. I think that there is definitely a need to sort through some things, but I do see the communication opening up, and the communication is giving a new perspective, new ideas for how something can move forward, and creating some transformation here. And there might be even a trip in the offing, okay? Some kind of movement forward, okay? It's changing the dynamic here. So that looks good, but to be continued. Nothing is being solidified just yet. This is something in the starting phases, and it's going through stages of development. But trust your judgment in relation to this. You can trust your judgment, and you can rest on this, okay? I don't think that you have to be concerned about opening up to this process, okay? You've gained a lot of wisdom in your own time of self-reflection, and I think whatever call you make, by the end of this will be the right judgment call. And I think the next 8 weeks play a key role in what will be ultimately determined here in regard to the future of this connection. Okay, that's what I got for you. A lot of transformation coming through, a lot being set in motion at this time. And it looks like transformation is happening one way or another. We're going through that fire transformation, and we're getting to the light building phase of our journey, and it's about time. Godspeed.